So my sister, Dr. Rushan Abbas, she's a retired medical doctor, and she was abducted from her home in Urumqi a mere 6 days after my first public speech in September 2018. She has two daughters, and they both live in the United States, and they have found out that their mother was taken away by the local police from her home in Urumqi. So my sister is never involved in any politics. She was just taken as a hostage by the Beijing government, by the Chinese government, is an act of retaliation against my activism in America.
Yes, because you point out it was just 6 days. You don't believe there was any coincidence with your sister's disappearance?
No, this move is just a blatant example of Beijing's practice of transnational repression, to which seek to intimidate and silence us, silence Uyghurs living abroad.
You've made this film now about your missing sister. In making this film, are you any the wiser as to what has happened to her?
I'm trying to bring attention because, I have no information on my sister's current situation, her health, her whereabouts, and I am being the reason for my innocent sister's imprisonment. That causes immense guilt, anxiety, and uncertainty. And the CCP officials and state media and the trolls continuously attack me, attack my family and our organization Campaign for Uyghurs. But I am responding to Beijing's hostility towards my family with refueling myself every day by watching my innocent sister's eyes, because nothing will slow me down with the overwhelming love I have for my sister and the love I have for my people and my homeland, and also for the freedom and democracy that I enjoy, which is I am fighting for today, because that's what's endangered now.
Do you think that's what she would have wanted you to do, to continue that very public fight?
Absolutely, absolutely. She's innocent and she's suffering, and she knows that that I am doing what I'm supposed to do, because I'm just on my own. I'm a different person. She's not a political person, but I am. I have been always fighting the freedom and the democracy for my people.
The issue has had a lot of prominence, but it has sort of disappeared a little from the public view. How can that change, do you believe?
The situation of the Uyghurs is a dire human rights crisis that demands urgent attention and action. It is an active genocide and is completed with modern slavery. But despite the mounting evidence of human rights abuses, the Chinese government continuously denying the existence of any wrongdoing and has actively worked to silence and intimidate anyone who speaks out. Like, I am one of the examples here. So we need to call the governments to impose targeted sanctions, and there's a Global Magnitsky Act, and in Australia too, that should be implemented on the Chinese officials and entities involved in Uyghur genocide. And also governments can provide humanitarian assistance for Uyghurs who have been impacted by the Chinese government and who are living abroad. And also the economic measures. Governments can take measures to ensure that their companies and their goods are not tainted by the Uyghur slave labor. And because the companies continuing to import goods made by the forced labor is making China's genocide a profitable venture. So nobody should benefit from Uyghur slavery. And that should stop.
Are you meeting Australian officials while you are here, asking them to continue this form of representation?
I am hoping, yes. I met with some of the MPs and I see really strong support. Tomorrow we will be going to Canberra and we are going to have a screening of the film In Search of My Sister in the National Press Club in Canberra. So I am hoping that we will see some strong actions And I do have that hope that the governments are going to stand up and pass this test, because conscience of humanity is being tested, and we shouldn't be failing that test. So we must take swift action. Governments should take swift action while we still can, because what's at stake right now is not just the future of the Uyghurs. It's about the future of this free world, because if we don't take action right now, because if we don't, safeguard the freedom of conscience without oppression and preserve the fundamental principles of democracy and human dignity, it will be our children who will pay the consequences of an illiberal world. Because Chinese government is actually trying to endanger the freedom and the democracy, undermine the freedom of democracy, as we all witnessed what happened in Hong Kong in front of our eyes.
Yes. Do you hold out hope to see and speak to your sister again?
Yes, I do. I do hope that I will see her soon. And I live with that hope, actually. But it ultimately depends on the actions of international community and the democracy, the countries in the Western democracy, so they can address China's genocide on Uyghurs. Inaction is not an option.
It is a fragile and difficult time for you, Rushan. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam.